Hello, YouTube. This is a little project that I'm working on, fixing a problem that I have in my house. I wanted to share this because I'm able to. I was able to figure out what I'm gonna be doing here, but I could not see anybody doing something similar in a masonry. I have to think this is Miami, so the outside of the building, it's all concrete block and I had a leaking that was coming through here from the bottom. And actually, on all of the rooms, I'm on the second room now. I have to be fixing like three rooms. But I'm going to be showing you the first room that I started. This is actually the second one. But yeah, all the three, they had the same problem, just, different variations. But in the end of the day, it was the same thing. Everything started because there was a concrete slab here. As you can see, there's still this oxidation of the rebar that was in here. There were two rebars. What happened was there was water that infiltrated, soaked the concrete slab, reached the rebar. Throughout the years, this rebar oxidated, so there was rust, and when it rusts, it expands. When it expands, it cracked the whole thing. I'm gonna be showing you actually, there's another place that you can see us. This is only the small pieces, but the pretty much the whole thing was cracked. And the way that I noticed was one of the rooms, there was a lot of water here. In the beginning, I thought it was coming from the ceiling, but no, it was only in here. And I actually, in the other room, the first room that I fixed, I broke this whole thing here because I touched the wall to see if this was wet, and it was not wet. But there was water on the lower part here. So basically, what happened is water infiltrated through 2 points. On the outside, there was like a caulking that water come in, and that also in here. This window has some screws that come through here, so there's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws that holds this part together. It's kind of similar to this screw here. So these screws, I think because of the slab moved, so the ceiling, there was just a little caulking, that would prevent water from coming in. And through many years, I think this is like it was badly done. I would have used like a roofing screw that has some, like a rubber gasket on top of that. Put also some silicone. Or actually, there's better products now than silicone for the, for sealing outside. I'm not gonna be showing it here because I actually forgot to find it, but I'm gonna be showing you in a maybe a second part of the video. So basically, this is what happened. Two ways of water got inside, and this is actually like a hollow block. So if water comes through here, it goes all the way down until it reached the floor. So basically, these concrete blocks, they're sitting on this huge slab that holds the entire floor. So water would come through here and come out through here. So no water here. So basically, water was leaking around here, going through this hole, reaching the bottom, and then it coming infiltrating. So once I figured out those two things, so I plugged all the five. This window is actually going to be replaced next year for hurricane proof. So basically, I'm just making sure that the foundation, everything is working. So when they come, put the new window, so everything is in good order. So I plugged this. So I'm not gonna keep any screws in here because they're gonna put a new one. They're gonna be making the holes, and I'm gonna be creating a new slab here. So this is actually how I'm gonna be fixing this. And what I want to be showing pretty much is the products that I'm going to be using. Like, I'm not going to be using any rebar. The reason actually is it's a very small thing. I wouldn't say it's quite necessary to be using a rebar. You know, it's recommended. Actually, they use, but you know, I also got afraid because if for some reason there's water for whatever reason in the future, you know, the rebar gets rusted. Oh, okay, it might take like 10, 15 years, but you know, or 20 years, but you know, it will get rusted and the same problem is gonna happen again. By looking on YouTube, I found this product, which is a concrete crack resistance. If you see, there is what's called fiber reinforced concrete mix. So this is supposed to be something in the middle. Like if you gonna be making a slab and it's not a big slab, you know, you don't need that much, you know, strength or anything, you can get away with this without having to put any rebar. So this is, you know, what I'm actually doing it. So I bought this one and it's cost like $1.50 more. So it has some little fibers inside. Supposedly it makes it less prone to cracking. So this is what I'm going to be using here. Also, if you can see, I saw also some videos on YouTube that they use, what is the name of it? There's like a screw, like an anchor screw for concrete. But it's pretty expensive. It's like the blue one, the Tapcons. Okay, the name is Tapcons. It's very, very expensive. And this is actually much cheaper. You know, I'd say like a third of the price. And it has a big head. You see how the head is big? So the idea is this is also gonna kind of work as if it were the rebar. Once I pour in the concrete is gonna be in here. And it's gonna try, if it even tries to pull, you know, this is gonna be holding it together. So I put a lot of them. So I was not shy, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know, a lot of them around here. And you might be wondering, oh, okay, but you know what? How is this gonna hold? Because you know the Tapcon is an anchor made for concrete. I saw another video on YouTube that the guy showed how to put nail on, or any screw actually, on a concrete. So I actually followed his idea. You see that there are some, you know, little straps of copper. So basically I put this little strap of copper, and then when I put the screw, oh man, this thing is not holding anywhere. No, so and what I use is this. I already have like a roll of this that I keep in the garage just for, you know, in case. This is the regular, I think called Remax, something, you know, but you run your cables through the house for the wiring of the electricity. So I actually only use the one in the middle, which is the ground, but you know, you might also use with the plastic too, or without the plastic. It's really up to you how tight you want to be, you know, depending on the hole that you put it in there. And another thing that I also did was, you know, I need to be holding the concrete so it doesn't fall. So you need to be putting something to be blocking it. So this is what I actually constructed. You can buy this plywood. It's like the thinnest plywood that you can get on Home Depot. I think it's like 1/8 of an inch. It's also pretty cheap. And this is actually what's holding it together. So I also made like little holes in here, and I did this. I made this with a little of you know, eating a little bit of the wood in here so this can fit. I also did a little bit of an angle in here. And then some of these I put another screw in here, just like I did it in here, you see. So this is not gonna move anywhere. So this is kind of what I did to be creating like a wood wall to form so the concrete doesn't fall this way. Also remember to be putting some, you know, you can use that like the cooking spray. There's actually, I purchased one from Walmart, you know, pretty cheap. And you just spray on the inside here. You see, this is actually used from the other room. So you just spray on the inside here, so the wood is gonna come off from the concrete much easier. But let me see what else I have to be saying about this. So I plugged all these, actually with this, since this is made of aluminum, I used like a brazing rod. So it's all plugged, it tested, no water is coming through here anymore. I also put a little bit of silicone on the sides. Actually, it was not even silicone, siliconized caulking for kitchens actually, and bathrooms, which is, you know, made for a place that takes a lot more water than actually in here, because it's every day, you know, it doesn't rain every day. So this has also helped me if I want to be putting anything in here on concrete. So now I know how to be screwing something to concrete very cheaply. You see, I did it in here. So this is actually how it You know, if I unscrew this, you see the same thing, you know, the copper in here. You know, people might be saying, oh, why are you using copper? Copper is expensive. Well, you know, I could not find, you know, aluminum wires about, you know, this thickness easy. You know, in copper, this is standard material in Home Depot. So if you buy the big row, it's actually not expensive. You know, I wish I could have used aluminum, but it is what it is. You know, you don't see it, it is on Home Depot. Also, another thing important too, since I'm going to be filling this with concrete, I need a way for me to be having a concrete to stop. So what I also did was, let me see, okay, this one here is easier to remove. So I put it like on the outside, this foam. You can buy this from Home Depot, and actually the cheapest one that you can buy is from Walmart. It's like a GE expanding foam. So the way that I learned, I'm gonna be actually doing a video in the future to be showing how I did this. So, but basically I covered all the outside, and it's kind of a little bit thick, so you know it's gonna be holding the concrete without any problem. And I left a hole in the middle just in case, you know, water comes in. I want water to go all the way down so I can actually see if there is a leakage in the future. And I'm just gonna be putting some cardboard here. So the concrete is gonna stay on here, and I'm gonna be filling this whole thing. I did this in all of them. So this is how I'm gonna be making the concrete slab. And I can show later another video how this work is gonna progress. But I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing here, but if it is, you know, I'm gonna be putting in another video. So summarizing up is this. A concrete slab is gonna be placed in here. Another very important thing to be mentioning is new concrete does not adhere to old concrete well. You need to use an additive, you know, and this is what a lot of people, you know, recommended online. There's a guy with a great YouTube channel. He's like a pool contractor or something. He understands a lot about concrete. And I actually chose this one here. There's another one that's like a paste, but it seems that this one here, if there's water, it's a better option. So basically what I use is I spread this around where I'm going to be painting. Although he does not recommend that very much. You know, I can spray with this here. But you know, you can also use like a brush, which I also used with a brush in the other example, actually in the other room. And also you add this to the mix of concrete. So half, you know, if you have, for example, like you know, a quart of water that you need to be putting for whatever amount that you're going to be doing this concrete, you're going to be reducing the water in half, and you're going to be using half of this. So this is going to make this what's called a modified concrete. And a modified concrete adheres better to old concrete. So we spray or you brush or both this product here. The recommendation is actually for you to be using a slurry, but you know, it's more work, and I'm quite sure this is gonna hold. So still, I'm gonna be embedding this with like a layer of this product. This product will also be used in the concrete, and then I'm gonna be pouring it the concrete. So it should be way more than it's what's required here. And actually, some guy just told me, no, you just pour the concrete and you should be fine. You know, I watched like a bunch of videos, and I thought that, you know, this is the best way that I could think of that has something solid. You know, I'm not gonna be having any rust problem in the future, and it's not that complicated. And you know, and also learn some things that I can be using for the future, like, you know, how to be, you know, attaching screws to concrete. You know, in case, for example, I want to be putting more of these strips of wood, because you use the strips of wood between the concrete and the drywall. So if I want to be putting more, you know, this is actually what I'm going to be using. You know, the same system here to be attaching wood to concrete walls, and then the drywall on top of it. All right, I'm going to be showing later on the outside. Actually, let me pause the video and move how the outside is being done now. Okay, so continue a little bit. These are also the other products that I forgot to mention. So back to this one here. Sika Pro concrete bonding adhesive. This is latex. So, you know, just so that you guys know, this is better when you have to be dealing with water infiltration, outdoor stuff. This is what I'm using to caulk the outside. I'm going to be showing in a minute. This is basically where there was something to be like a crack, you know, before I actually put you know, this other caulking, which is just gonna be like a very thin layer. So this is more of like of a thick layer for a part that broke and all that stuff, you know. And so basically what's gonna happen is this is gonna go first on the outside. Then I'm gonna be putting oh sorry, this is gonna go first. Then I'm gonna be using this one here to caulk, and then I'm gonna be priming it, and then I'm gonna be putting a paint. So I know it's, you know, it's kind of sounds like a lot, but you know, I want to be like extra safe when it comes to this. All right, so this is actually the outside. You can see like of this grayish type of thing, you know. And this is the product that I use, Concrete Fix. No more leak, you know. I really like this stuff, to be very honest with you. So from here, I'm gonna be putting that caulking that I showed you. Then I'm gonna be priming, and then I'm gonna be painting. I'm gonna be see if I can take like a piece of, you know, the paint from some part around here, and take it to Home Depot or Sherwin-Williams, so that they can match for an outdoor latex paint that I'm gonna be painting over it. And then, you know, project is done. You know, this is it. And actually, this is the concrete slab that I did here. So this was poured, you know, like I showed in the other example. So I'm gonna be doing something similar in here. Or actually, something similar to this in the other room.